Hey guys, Jimmy H here. So I'm going to take you to a series of 3 days progress of adding in the African cichlid eco-complete white sand that I got. I waited for my tank to be ready for a water change. So here's a clip of my tank with the dirty water, and the play sand is still in there. So I'm slowly going to drain the water out. You can see the siphon right there on the side. Going to drain out the water and then slowly get rid of all the sand with the fish still in there. So you'll see that in the next clip. So here you go. So all the sand, all the play sand that I had in there, all the decor and everything, I took everything out. I'm starting basically fresh canvas. The only thing left is about 10%, maybe even less than 10% of the water, um, and the fish. So I mean, you don't see any more sand. The fish are still okay. I'm doing it basically with the fish and everything in there. So I hope none of them die on me on the progress. But at this point, I didn't know. I didn't know if they would survive the transformation of the white sand from Eco Complete going into the tank with them, still inside the tank. So there you go, guys. So all the sand's gone. Getting ready to put the new sand in. I'm gonna fill up the water a little bit closer to halfway mark before I start putting the sand in. But yeah, so basically starting off fresh. So here's the 5 bags that I got, the Eco Complete African white sand. All right, so it's supposed to have, a clarifier and everything in there already. You're supposed to have good bacteria in there. You're not supposed to rinse it. It's a little bit beige color, even though they're white, but it's okay. I should be okay with it. So here's a video of me just filling the water up. Like I said, I want to fill back halfway before I start putting any sand in there, and then I will show you what the sand looked like when the tank is filled up. But right now I'm just filling it back up. My shark's going crazy. Um, but other than that, everyone in there is still good. Here's the sand. I opened the first few bag actually. That's how dirty it is in there, but I'm not gonna rinse it. I'm just gonna go with the flow with the instruction and see how it goes. Like I say, each bag came with this biomatic clarifier. A couple of the bags had empty ones. I guess it evaporate or whatnot, or I don't know. But I have some Chem clarity in my storage, so I'm gonna use that as well to supplement it in. So here it is, guys. 5 bags, full water, milky as hell. All right, you can barely see the fish. Only when they swim in near the front of the glass you can see, but if they're in the background, you cannot see the fish. Um, I mean, I've seen this on YouTube videos that I watch with other people's tank, but when it happens to your tank, you kind of feel kind of scared. Like I have livestock in there, and I don't know if they'll survive it or not. At this point, I'm just going with it. As you can see, the sand is okay. It's all in there. I have like maybe a good inch of it, but other than that, I mean, the water is chalky, milky. I mean, you can barely see my fish. It look like I only have 5 fish right there with one big shark swimming in the middle, right? So at this point, let me tell you guys, I was kind of scared. So this is one day after. Dramatic difference, right? One day. I basically pump all my 2 canister filter in, and that's all I got in this tank actually, a 2 canister filter. So this one day after, totally night and day compared to when I first put in the sand. It's still not where I want it to be. It's still not clear, but it's a lot better. And none of the fish die. Everybody survived. So that's a good thing. So yeah, so you can still see a little bit cloudiness in the back, but you can see to the back. You can see that I have a black background and all. I put all the decor back in. This one is 2 days after. Not much difference from one day after, but you can see it's a little bit better. It's a little bit clearer, but it's not still crystal clear. So this is 24 hours after the initial pouring of the sand in there. Right, 24 hours. Um, so I mean, still nobody died. All the fish survived, and everything is still normally happening. It's just that the water is still not clear. So the next clip you will see is 3 days after, and you'll see what it looks like 3 days after. All right, here guys. 3 days after the initial milky experience. 3 day after is still not the clearest that I want, but a lot better than the first day, a lot better than the second day. So this is 3 days after. I'm gonna zoom in. You don't see any sand particulates, floating around like I had with my play sand. That's the whole reason why I wanted to change it out. When a fish swim by the play sand, it just picks it up. These ones are actually pretty coarse. I'm gonna zoom in into the sand itself so you guys can see that um, it's very coarse. So that's what I wanted. And I mean, so the sand itself still look pretty white, even though it's a beige color offhand on the bag. But when it's in the tank with the LED on, it looks white to me. So I'm very pleased with it. So okay, so the next clip you will see me zooming in. So there's the sand itself. As you can see, it's not, like I say, it's not white, 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 but it's close enough. And the only thing I like about it is because it's very coarse. It's very, and it doesn't pick up. See, my catfish, his tail is hovering right over it, and it's not picking up. With this play sand, oh, it was just flying all over the place. And then my filter would pick it up, and what a mess, right? But anyhow, yeah, so this is 3 days after the initial milky horrific experience, but 3 days after, still, all my fish are still survive. So I guess you can do it with the fish in the tank while you guys add in it. So don't be afraid, guys. Established tank, new tank, they're fine. So anyhow, I did a pH check on the sand itself to see what it was. So if you can see right now, it's looking at 8.1. So I'm very happy with the sand. It did the buffer, and I am very pleased. I just wanted it to be more clear. Thanks, guys.